What's going on, guys? Zanbono here.
All the talk, all the hype, but
playing
the
Madden 18
fastest
for the first
prologue
time
is
right
the
now.
Super
I have
Bowl
not
is
played this
underway.
game at all, so this
Let's
is
just
going to
feel
be
it
my
at the
first
goal
kick
line.
return, first everything in this game. I
He's
really
up
just want to get a
across the
feel for it
25 and down at the 28-yard
see how it
line.
feels and how it looks. New game engine. Everything looks pretty similar as of right now. Looks like we're playing a Super Bowl rematch here. This is just what happened right as soon as I loaded into the game. I didn't get one of those little situations you play at the very beginning, like you've gotten in the past where you play, come back at the end of the fourth quarter like you did with the Rams, and I don't remember who they were playing last year when you did it. Maybe it was the 49ers or something. But, you didn't get a situation like that this year. You just get loaded straight into the Super Bowl first quarter at the opening kickoff, and we're just going to see how this game plays and how it feels. Dropped a pretty easy pass right there over the middle of the field. Not a great start. But again, I haven't played Madden in probably months, to be completely honest. I am just trying to get a feel right now for the game. I'm not trying to, be super competitive and blow them out, even though that would obviously be great. I'm just trying to see how this game feels as of right now. We get our first down right there with a little play action rollout over the middle to our tight end. I'm gonna try and run the ball a little bit and see how the running game feels. Offensive lineman got blown up there over the middle, but I probably ran to the strong side of the defense when I didn't need to do that. I probably should have taken the tight end and brought him over. I'm going to run out of a different formation because I haven't done so yet. So far, all I've really done is just pass the ball. I've run two run plays all out of that strong formation. So I'm going to try and widen things out a little bit, do a little screen pass, and again, just try and get the ball into open field. See how some of the moves work. See how the running feels. Everything can be brand new sometimes in a new Madden. I'm going to look for Jones here on that corner route to the outside. See, the corner stuck with him there pretty nicely, but Jones still made a nice play.
He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
I don't believe that this opening drive is surprising to either one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but that big article in this.
I definitely get the feel as of right now that passing the ball is going to be significantly more effective than running the ball. But granted, it has been one drive. Maybe I just haven't found the right running play or found my gap. But passing is definitely working for me at the moment. It's a pretty slow juke move. Didn't obviously work for me. We'll try this again. I'm going to try a power here out of the shotgun. I don't know, again, whether or not it is going to work or be effective. I'm just trying to get a feel for the game as of right now. Hit the hole nicely, but unfortunately they disengaged really quickly. It looks like that was Ninkovich, who is actually no longer on the Patriots or in the NFL at all. He is recently retired.
That was a really nice play, able to stack that one up.
So it is 2nd and 9. My tight end just... Oh, what is that? I don't know what I just did, but I have no idea what I just did. Okay, so there's definitely a new feature that I am not aware of that I just launched the ball with. Try this again. Yeah, Joe, if you're watching this, I have no idea what happened. That was really bad.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage, but now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, that would be pinpoint here.
I was going to ask you about that.
Easy touchdown right here for Foreman. Actually got stuffed at the line, which I didn't think he would. I figured it'd be a lot easier for me to get into the end zone there, but believe it or not, I got in, and it wasn't as easy as I figured it would be. So this time they have a little number, 100 here on the kicking meter to show you that is where the 100% mark is, and that is ideally where you want to kick the ball. So whether or not that actually is going to make any difference, I have no idea. It definitely feels like, and maybe this is just me, but it feels like some of the colors kind of drowned out here. Like that green, I get it definitely looks more like an artificial turf. I don't know, the color doesn't look very crisp to me at the moment. It just kind of feels drowned out, but hey, maybe they were just going for more of a realistic look than anything that pops off of the screen. So here's our first taste of defense. I like Vic Beasley. He's really fast, so I'd like to see how he plays in this game. Tom Brady's going deep, and maybe I can get a pick on the first play. Not quite. That was kind of funky. I was holding down the ball hawk button, but instead of going for the ball, he turned around and decided to play the receiver instead, which is not exactly what I wanted him to do, but it's what ended up happening regardless. So I guess we'll take what we can get.
Let's see what second down has in store.
Ooh, broke off there. We're going to play this ball again. Keanu Neal just got torched by Brandon Cooks. So first look at Brandon Cooks receiving a pass from Tom Brady, and it looked pretty good. I can't lie, it looked pretty good.
Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra explosive there on the fly route.
Wow, that was a nice pass. So I got to figure out what I did wrong earlier with that awful throw. I pressed left trigger, and I don't know what it did, but it definitely sent the ball flying. So I don't know if I can, like, pinpoint my passes now with that. I'm not completely sure what exactly I did there, but I'm going to try it out here on the first play. I'm going to try and throw something deep to Julio and see if I can figure out what exactly I did when I pressed left trigger. Again, I actually have not really looked up much about this game coming into this. I'm excited for Madden. I am every year. I love playing the game, but I just kind of got out of the groove of playing it recently, and I haven't looked up very much about this game. So if it's a new feature that everyone else knows about and I don't, I apologize for that. I'm just trying to get the hang of things. So I'm going to try and throw this one deep to Julio. There's single coverage over the top. If he looks covered, I'll try that left trigger thing out again. But he does have that single coverage, so I'm going to see whatever this is. I don't know what I just should have thrown a pick. I have no idea what just happened.
Well, I guess we just discovered that someone is certainly not going to sit back and just take it in this game, huh?
No, they were trying to get that touchdown back in one shot.
One shot, trying to help out his defense and let the other team know they were coming after him.
Ooh, I got sacked. So, Joe, you said you wanted to see the pause menu. Here is the pause menu. It looks pretty similar to any other Madden that you would typically see. We can go into the depth chart here. I'm assuming the same, pretty similar interface to what you're used to. Yeah, so again, I don't know what that left trigger does. It's a good question. I really don't know, though. I'll have to look up more about that after this game, but as of right now, I'm just trying to figure out what's different and what's similar.
Oh, I agree with you totally. Sometimes you have to understand situations. Get rid of the football.
That was an easy pass right there over the middle of the field. The safety just kind of stayed put, didn't bite on the route, which ended up giving me wide open protection underneath the safety coverage. I'm going to go back to trying to run the ball because I really haven't found success with it quite yet. So I'm going to run an ISO and maybe try and run something outside as well to see if I can find something that works. It's actually the end of the first quarter. I wasn't really paying attention to the clock. Again, I'm not taking this game too seriously right now because it doesn't mean anything. I am just simply trying to get a feel for the game. Well, for some reason, I tried to cut back left and hit that hole that opened up right in the A gap on the left, but my running back, for some reason, didn't exactly follow where I was trying to go, and he got caught on the offensive line, it felt like, or something, so the play didn't exactly go the way I wanted it to. I'm going to try a play action here. Looks like my tight end should be open. I'm going to try and lob it to him over the defender, right over his shoulder, wide open. Gets me down inside the red zone and inside the 10-yard line. So I'm starting to figure out a little bit about this game. I feel like that lob pass is definitely going to work for me. In years past, I felt like it lets the defender catch up quite a bit. It didn't have that same feel to it this time around, so maybe that's a bit of a bug that's been fixed. Again, I just can't quite get the blocking I need in these run schemes. Maybe I'm just hitting the wrong hole. Right there, that's not where the play was designed to go, but it looked like there was a hole there, so I tried to hit it anyways. But yeah, they're making some good plays up front on defense. I'm going to try a fullback dive here on second and goal, see if I can get something up the middle. again, not much really. I got, what, maybe a yard? It says I got nothing, even though I'm pretty sure I advanced somewhat, but that's okay. We will try another play action or so now that we're here in the end zone, or in the red zone, I apologize. Try that PA scissors again, but this time out of a different look. This is a play I really like to use in these situations. Try to hit Hooper, but maybe Julio Jones would be right there over the middle if the linebackers decide to blitz. They both decided to drop back, so I'm not really sure. Julio's open right there over the middle. I just had to let the play develop a little bit longer. I was getting nervous right there that nobody was going to be open, and I was just going to have to either run or throw it into tight coverage, but Julio found himself open after he got past the linebackers. So looks like I'm getting some pretty good accuracy on these kicks, or pretty good power on them. I'm hitting the mark because I kind of get this glow underneath my kicker each time I get near that 100% mark. So I'm not sure if I'm hitting it exactly on the dot or getting really close to it. See it again. Oh, perfect. Okay, so I didn't see where it said perfect before. So I believe that's 3 kicks in a row where I'm hitting the perfect. It's not very difficult, at least at this point, to do so. It seems easier than last year's kicking mechanism. So I'm feeling comfortable with it already. I still feel like they've changed it too many times from the right stick to A, and I don't know if there's necessarily a reason for doing so other than just simplicity's sake. We're going to try Vic Beasley here again. Maybe I'll have better luck than I did last time I was on defense. We got Gronk to drop the ball. Hey, you know what? We've gone a quarter and a half, and Gronk has not gotten hurt yet, so I don't know how realistic this game is, but I will take it at this point. I don't think he's caught a pass on me yet. Then again, they have not had the ball much. I've really been managing the clock well. So Vic Beasley's been bumped here in a 4-3 back to linebacker. I have a feeling he probably doesn't disengage as well as you'd like him to in this game, even though he had so many sacks last year. I'm not sure what his block shedding is. So we have them here in third and relatively deep now. Last year's zone coverage is what was OP. Man coverage was not nearly as effective as zone coverage was, so I'm going to test out zone coverage here. Just a simple cover 2. I'm going to play this ball again. For some reason, when I try and ball hawk in this game, nothing really works the way you expect it to. Keanu Neal's gotten burnt twice now over the top by Brandon Cooks. But I'm trying to do that ball hawk, and I've done it 3 times now, and they have not actually made a play on the ball. So I'm not sure if maybe it's not as effective as it has been in the past, where it does feel like in years past, if you held it down, you kind of zipped over to the ball and were able to make a play on it just about right away. I'm definitely not getting the feel for that this time around. It looks like you really need to be on the ball, and Keanu Neal maybe just does not have the breaking speed in this game to close that distance the way you might like. Especially when he's covering a guy like Brandon Cooks, who certainly does have that breakaway speed. So I'm going to have to play a little bit tighter coverage over the top on that side against Brandon Cooks, because he has had a lot of success early in this game with that deep ball, especially in situations like 3rd and long like that. I definitely cannot allow him to get behind my defense. And also, I'm recording this commentary. I'm planning on maybe putting this on YouTube as well. If the commentary is a little shaky, I apologize. I haven't done anything like this in quite a while. I'm just trying to, get my reps in right now as well, just like everybody else. It's my preseason too. So. Just trying a bunch of different things out. I'm going to try this zone split lead here. See if I can find a spot in the defense. They have a lot of defenders up there in the box, but we'll give it a try, see if I can find the hole. Fairly easy. I decided to try and truck over the defender. I guess I forgot which running back I was using. I probably should have tried more of a finesse move and to get myself into open space with Devonta Freeman. But regardless, I got the first down, so it worked just the way I needed it to. I have a fairly balanced attack so far on offense. 8 running plays, 12 passing plays. So we're at the 2-minute warning. All 3 timeouts. I should have plenty of time to drive this down the field. Should is the key word there. Julio Jones just keeps getting this tight coverage on him.
Now Ryan on 1st down.
I want to throw it deep to him, but he's just got tight coverage. But I guess it doesn't matter because Julio Jones just mossed him basically. So rule number 1 in Madden 18, just throw it to Julio Jones no matter how tight the coverage is, because I guess it just doesn't matter. That's 2 catches this game. I think he's done something like that with relatively tight coverage. He's made it look pretty easy. You never got the feeling the ball was going to get picked off, even though the defender was right there on him. So Ooh! So Devontae Freeman definitely has the jukes in this game. I would suggest using him more in a finesse role, as I was just talking about just a minute ago. You get another look there. I believe, again, that was Rob Ninkovich. He made him look really silly there on the edge. But I used left trigger there on my juke, on my cutback. It was very effective. Didn't get a perfect kick on this one, but yeah, definitely right down the middle no matter what. But yes, that juke was very effective. So I think a toss play with a juke back, just like it was, I didn't think it was as effective last year in Madden 17 as it was in Madden 16. Oh, I was looking at my phone there. Completely botched this kick. Completely botched this kick. I was looking at my phone. In Madden 16, I definitely got the feeling that if you do like a toss play to the outside and to cut back, it was an extremely effective run. I didn't get the feeling last year that that play worked as well as I would have liked. So I think that might be something in Madden 18 to look for and to maybe do again, is a toss play to the outside with a juke back. Because it looked very effective there, and maybe I just had the right running back for that exact play. But we got a sack. I guess we don't have a sack on Brady. Very good play by him, dumping it off to Gronk after he forced the defender to come try and make a play. I don't know why I was worried about Brady on his feet, but I was just trying to make a play. We'll see what the flag's on. Hopefully it's on them. It is against them, so good. That negates a big play. I'm going to have to put a little bit extra coverage deeper down the field just because of the way Brandon Cooks has been torching Keanu Neal. If possible, maybe I should just switch which safety is guarding which half of the field. That might be a better move than having to always worry about that. There goes Cooks again. A little play underneath. It wasn't nearly as deadly as he has been before that play, but just Keanu Neal obviously is not going to be the answer deep down at that half of the field against a speed receiver like that. But, you know, if that play comes over the middle and Keanu Neal is there. See, that time I broke on the ball, and it worked a little bit better, like it has in years past on ball hawking. Maybe it has a lot more to do with the player themselves, their awareness and their zone coverage, or their catching, whatever statistic would affect that precisely. But my free safety definitely has a better ability to do that so far than my strong safety does, as you'd probably expect in real life as well. So Mike Gillisley with the 1-yard rush. I'm going to take a timeout and see if I can get the ball back here. 2 timeouts in 51 seconds and try and make a little 2-minute drive right before we go to halftime. Not going to be a 28-3 situation in this game. I will not allow that. So patiently waiting on the punt here. Let's actually get a little return action. Got a block. I tried to do too much by running outside there. I should have just gone more north and south and east and west. That's okay. We still have 41 seconds left, 75 yards to go. So I'm going to try and get some chunk yardage here. If it comes down to it, I'll throw it up to Julio Jones like I've done twice already this game, where it's worked both times. So maybe Julio here on this post route, if he can get past that safety, will be open. But the safety is definitely not aligned where I'd like him to be. But he looks like he's going to break off that route right in between the corner and the safety anyways, because the safety crept up too far. I'm going to take my timeout. That puts us on the 50, so that's a 25-yard gain, leaving us just 50 yards shy of the end zone. So that was exactly the kind of look I was hoping to get from the safety on that play. So Jones is running the same route again, but I feel like that linebacker might make the safety stay deep. We'll see what happens. The safety stayed to the left side of him, though, and Julio was able to beat him to the same spot again just because of the no one shaded him inside. So I'm going to try one more play here before we go to our final timeout, see if we can get a couple extra yards. I don't like the looks I'm getting. I'm going to just give it up to Julio anyways. Not the smartest idea, but I just wanted to see if I could let him go make a play. Unfortunately, I was too close to the end zone to really lob it up and just let him go make a play over the top of somebody. He had to cut inside trying to get to that ball, and it just did not work the way I wanted it to. But there was pretty tight coverage of just about everybody down the field.
But that's one step in the proper direction.
I'm going to try the PA slide. Maybe I can get out of bounds up here with Gabriel and be able to run one more play. But if he's covered, I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe look for Sanu over the top. I don't want to force anything, though. And as I say that, I forced something. That was just a bad play. I think he broke later than I expected him to. I thought he was going to break that route off a little bit shorter than he did, so that was a bad play on my part. The route just went deeper than I expected. I thought he was going to cut underneath the defensive back, but instead he cut over the top. And it kind of forced me into a bad play where I probably should have thrown an interception. So one more play. Let's try and go over the shoulder. I really like throwing it over the shoulder so far in this game. I think it's significantly more effective than it has been in years past, where you feel like it's just kind of baiting the defender to go up over the top and pick it off with the ball hawking. I don't get the feel that that is going to happen as much in this game. It definitely felt like I put the ball where only my receiver could get it. That's happened twice now. Once with that play action to Hooper on the left side of the field, and now I believe that was to Sanu right there on that play.
Seriously, just skip the halftime of the Super Bowl?
So we're going into the half up by 10 points, kicking the ball off. Still trying to get, perfect my kicking here.
Third quarter action now.
They're going to simply take a knee.
And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25.
So this is going to put us back here on defense, up by 10 at the start of the third quarter. A lot less of a comeback for the Patriots to have to make this time around than the actual Super Bowl themselves. So a good play here on defense. We kept them at a 1-yard gain. I believe it said that their running back, Dion Lewis, has negative two rushing yards on the game so far. Excuse me. I would expect that they're going to play this a little bit deeper now and not try and run, because running hasn't been as successful for them. As you can tell, I like playing as a defensive end typically. So yes, negative 1 yards for Dion Lewis now on 3 carries. So we're definitely doing a good job to this point of stopping the run. I'm going to try and press this coverage a little bit. See if we can get a little bit of pressure here on Brady. We did get some, but unfortunately Brandon Cooks, who has been killing me all game long, he goes underneath and gets that pass, takes it for a first down, as I wasn't quite able to get to Brady in time. Even though I was right there at his feet, I was pretty close. So I'm going to expect a run here on first down. I'm going to try and bring a little bit of pressure. I haven't been making the plays I've been wanting to make. Looks like whenever I run out of our base formation here, they definitely bring Vic Beasley back in a 4-3 linebacker role. But that was pretty much an easy run right up the middle, not touched at all. Deion Jones for the sack. 2nd and 20 puts us in a much better position than I was expecting to be in. So I'm going to play a little bit deeper now, go to our nickel formation, and run a cover 9 show 2. This should put, Beasley back on the defensive end. So he is definitely used as a defensive end in these sub packages. Yeah, so he's not breaking. Ooh! Oh my goodness, I just got murdered by Dion Lewis. I'm telling you, that juke back move is going to be the move this time in Madden, just like it was 2 years ago. 60-yard touchdown. I just got absolutely embarrassed by Dion Lewis. This Patriots team's been embarrassing my defense all game long, to be completely honest with you. I have not played Madden in a few months, so I definitely feel rusty, but there's no excuse for that kind of play. Could not finish the tackles. Wow. That was really, really impressive. So Dion Lewis has the moves as well, and that's his style of play. Again, he's not a bruising running back. That's why they complimented him with the Garrett Blunt. Joe, you missed the run? Oh, man. It was beautiful. It was a 60-yard touchdown. He broke about 3 or 4 tackles. Beautiful juke move. I don't know if I can go back and show the replay or not. Let's see. Highlights. I don't even know how to find it, to be honest. Here it is. I'll show you this. There was just nothing I could have done. Couldn't finish the tackles. I got juked out a couple times. It was pretty embarrassing, but it was a beautiful run by Dion Lewis. So for those of you who wanted to see that play all over again, I'm telling you, the juke move is going to be very effective in this year's game. I definitely get that feeling right away. So again, they're giving me that single safety look, and every time I get that, I typically want to go deep with that ball. It's usually a one-on-one situation with a guy like Julio Jones. I threw it on the run, which definitely made that... I should have set my feet. I was just worried he was going to get too deep, and I wasn't going to be able to beat him where he had that step over the defender. Julio clearly won his route, but by having to throw across my body, turn my hips, and not have my feet set, it really ruined the play. But that should have been a home run. Should have been the easiest touchdown you'll ever see in Madden, to be completely honest with you. So Devontae Freeman's starting to run a lot better. He's starting to break some tackles. Again, I'm having trouble kind of disengaging at the line of scrimmage. Maybe it's because I'm holding turbo as soon as I'm getting the ball, and I need to let that go and just allow myself for easier cuts right away. So I think that's something I'm going to try and do and see if that lets me run the ball a little bit more effectively from the game. So in last year's Madden, you could press the left trigger to throw the ball low, and every time I try and throw the left trigger, it does that goofy thing again where I don't know what it does. You know, it brings up that little icon and it starts moving around the field. So I'm trying to figure out how to throw the ball low and not have whatever that thing is happen to me. Again, I don't really know what I'm talking about, so it's very difficult to try and adjust to something when you're not even sure what you're doing. But again, Julio Jones is going to keep bailing me out. He's very, very effective in this game. From the way they typically do overalls, at least when the game first comes out, the best players are significantly better than everyone else. When, as the year goes on, a lot of people start getting their ratings boosted, and players, you start getting more 99s and high 90 overalls than you do right away. I think Julio Jones, at least as this game starts coming out, is going to be significantly better than the majority of the defenders in the game. So here's that safety look again. Hopefully I can get this play to work without having to worry about it. I have Julio. I'm just going to give him that opportunity again. And easy. I'm telling you, he's just significantly better than everyone else on the field right now on defense. What we're doing to their defense with Julio Jones is what they're doing to me with Brandon Cooks at this point. And I guess even Dion Lewis, but just throw the ball up in those one-on-one scenarios if you have a tall receiver. I don't know how that would work with a guy like Antonio Brown, who's much shorter and maybe not as athletically gifted or, you know, has as good of special catch and, you know, jumping in this game as Julio Jones would have. So I don't know how that would work with a guy like him. I would assume it would still be pretty effective because he's going to be a very high overall. But a guy like Julio Jones who can jump high, is a high rating, and is very tall, I think is going to be devastating in one-on-one matchups. And this defense just keeps giving me those single safety looks. So I'm going to take that all game long because it's basically free yardage and free touchdowns at this point by what I've seen. I bit a little bit there with Beasley. See, he hit the hole really quickly, the way he was able to adjust when he looked like he was running into that A gap and he just jump cut over to the B gap. He moved really fast there. So I need to figure out what it is that I'm doing differently than what they're doing in the run game, because I'm not able to adjust very quickly as of right now behind the line of scrimmage when I'm trying to run the ball. But apparently, the ability to do so is definitely there. I have a lot of trouble disengaging in this game. Also, another thing I've noticed, interceptions. I've thrown plenty of passes that should have been picked off. I mean, I'll be the first one to admit it. I should have probably thrown 4 or 5 interceptions at this point. Obviously, that should have been an interception as well, but defensive players just cannot catch in this game right now. I don't know if that's going to be a theme you're going to see, is a lot of frustration with drop to interceptions because they make defensive players worse at catching the ball, or if maybe it's just, you know, bad luck in this game, and you're still going to be able to get 6 interceptions in the game. But right now, I mean, these are passes that there's absolutely no reason should not be getting intercepted. Mostly ones I've thrown, like I said, I'll admit, but that pass as well should absolutely be intercepted every single time. And right now, they're just not even close, just bouncing right off of their hands. So as you see, I let a big pass over the middle to Rob Gronkowski. I let that one up. So the third quarter is going to come to an end here. They're not going to get the snap off, so they're going to be down 10 points heading into the fourth quarter, trying to replicate a comeback from Super Bowl 51 back in February against the Atlanta Falcons. So 6 minutes here, fourth quarter. Brady's going to lead his team back onto the field. We will see now if they can get anything going, or if, I guess the real question is, can I get anything going? And right away, to answer that question, we get a sack on first down, brings up 2nd and 16, and allows me to play with a little bit more a little bit more safety. I can play a little bit deeper now, but the last few times I've tried to play deep, I've gotten torched by Brandon Cooks. So I'm going to try and play deeper again, try and make sure that he's not being guarded deep down the field by Keanu Neal, and we'll see what happens this time around. But so far, this has not been where I've thrived, is in these situations. We get another sack here on 2nd and 16, which is going to bring up 3rd and very long, 3rd and 25. I'm just going to play cover 4 at this point, and I'm going to go over the top and just hope that we can get this ball back and make this game unwinnable for the Patriots and clinch up the Super Bowl. So Vic Beasley with the horrible spin moves. 3 sacks in a row. I don't know if any of them were user sacks, to be completely honest with you. I think they were mostly just coverage sacks. But this is going to bring up 4th and 31, and it looks like they're going for it. So at this point, I'm just going to run 3 up, or man up 3 deep, and just try and prevent anything from going 31 yards over my head. See if we can get that 4th sack in a row. It doesn't look like it, but we definitely have given him all the time in the world to throw that football. He underthrew all his receivers. No one was able to cut back in time to the ball. And that is going to bring up a loss of downs, and I will get the football back. So for an attempt to end this game, I'm going to turn 2 clock on and just try and run a couple times, even though I am only 23 yards away from the end zone. If I get an opportunity, maybe I'll try that cutback again here with Devonta Freeman. So here's that cutback. As you can see, very effective. Ninkovich has twice now had his ankles broken by Freeman, and I cut pretty early on that play, actually. Maybe if I had waited a little bit longer, it would have been more effective, but regardless, I still got 4 yards, and I'm wasting clock at this point, which is essentially all that I am trying. Very fast. Very fast for Freeman. Was able to get around the edge and around those defenders. Sets up a 3rd and inches. If I can convert this, I can waste a lot of time. I'm just going to try and bang this one up right up the center. Maybe a fullback dive. A lot of people, I think this is a play that's very split down the middle of people who, if they like it or love it. I love this play. I grew up, my dad, taught me to use fullback dives in scenarios like this. Other people don't think it ever works. For me, it works a lot more than it doesn't. So I like using the fullback dive a lot in Madden, even though many other people might disagree. So we're going to bring up, after this play will be the 2-minute warning. I'm just going to do a little fake flip here. I don't really care if they stop it because I'm just trying to waste clock at this point. Very fast for Freeman. Very fast for Freeman. 2-minute warning. Maybe I can get one more play off without scoring and waste plenty of time so that there will only be 1 drive left in this football game. So far, the impressions of the game, though, there's a couple surprises to me. I'm definitely surprised by how often people drop the football and how easy it is for a guy like Julio Jones to make a play like that over the top of the defense. Those are definitely surprising to me, but the game doesn't feel significantly different than it has in the past. I'll say that I'm a little confused by, again, whatever the left trigger does, that feature, and why, used to be the ability to throw the ball short and high. I don't know if they've just changed the buttons on me. I genuinely have no idea. I will just tell you that those things are surprising to me, but the game doesn't feel significantly different than your typical Madden would feel. The buttons are almost all the same. I didn't look up any buttons before playing this, which is the reason I probably did struggle with that left trigger aspect. But coming into this, I feel like I'm just playing another Madden. I wouldn't necessarily know that this is anything different, or I'll run on a new engine. It feels very similar to me, very much similar fluidity to Madden's in the past. It doesn't feel significantly different. It just feels like another tweak. So at this point, is it worth your $60? I don't know. Maybe it is to you for, obviously the glorified roster update is what we called it. I haven't played any other game types or modes yet. I was loaded into this game immediately after I started the game up, so I haven't even seen the main menu yet. Actually, this is the only thing I've done so far is play this game. So maybe I'll get a bit of a different taste once I actually play the game, but and I see the different modes and see if there's anything cool and fun they've added to the game that I really enjoy. But at this point, it definitely feels just like another Madden game with a couple tweaks here and there and a new roster. Obviously, the roster isn't too new because Rob Ninkovich is still on the Patriots. I haven't gone through to see all the other additions and subtractions from teams to see who is and isn't on the teams. I mean, Brandon Cooks is out there for the Patriots, so obviously this free agency and draft acquisitions have been made to the game, but I don't know how updated it is right now from retirement cuts going through the preseason and whatnot. I don't know when the game was last updated from a roster standpoint, or if they're going to wait to release that until Tuesday or Wednesday after the game has fully been released. But Brandon Cooks, man, I'm telling you right now, I don't know how he's going to do in real life with this offense. I definitely think he could do well, but in this video game, he is killing it with Tom Brady. So I think if you have Gronkowski, Edelman, and Brandon Cooks, this offense could be a lot of fun to play with. But man, I'll tell you another offense that's going to be fun to play with, this Falcons offense. And that shouldn't be a surprise to anybody because the Falcons offense is absolutely loaded with talent, with Julio Jones and Tevin Coleman and, Devonta Freeman. Sorry, spacing on what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to play the game at the same time. Devonta Freeman, Tevin Coleman, what a deadly running back duo that is. And then you have guys like Taylor Gabriel to spread out the field, across the field from Julio Jones. This is going to be a fun offense to play with, man. These two teams are both going to be absolute monsters in this game. If you can get guys like Vic Beasley to get off of his blocker, maybe it's going to just take a better get-off on my part. You see, I'm getting perfect get-offs. I'm starting to get to the quarterback a little bit more quickly. But I've started to get a little bit more pressure. I don't know. I think this could be a really fun team to play with in this game. But I'm excited to play with my favorite teams. Big Dolphins fan, and also playing with the Lions. I've become a Lions fan recently. So playing with those teams and getting in there and, like I said, trying out all the new game modes would be a lot of fun. But right now, Dontari Poe, hopefully that's going to be... Oh, that was horrible pass interference on me. It was completely unintentional. But that ends up giving them the ball down there in the red zone. But Dontari Poe, I think, could be a big addition to this Falcons team that didn't really need significant upgrading. He is a beast in the middle of the front seven. So that puts them down there on the 15. So definitely gives them a better chance of narrowing this game. 33 seconds left. They have one timeout, down by 10 points. See if they can score here. And if I can keep them from scoring, I will win the game. There we go with a sack. Brady's holding the ball forever. So maybe I'm just doing a good job at, locking down the field in coverage. But I feel like I would expect him to get the ball out of his hands much faster. He's going to spike the ball with 16 seconds left. Again, still 10 points, 3rd and 18 on the 23-yard line. So if I can keep him out of the end zone here, this game will be over. If they score, they will have an opportunity for a Hail Mary as long as they score with under 16 seconds. Perfect get off again. Another sack. He's holding the ball for just way too long. This is going to bring up 4th and 25 with 11 seconds left. It is going to take 2 Hail Marys now, essentially. I guess a 30-yard touchdown isn't really a Hail Mary, but 2 very deep touchdowns to be able to beat him. See if we can get another coverage sack. We cannot, but they do throw an incomplete pass, and that is going to give us one final play with 6 seconds left. I'm just going to throw a Hail Mary, try one more time, see what I can do with Julio Jones deep down the field, because so far he has been unstoppable. So I am going to throw one up to Julio and just see what I can do with these last 6 seconds. So give him a second to get behind the defense, toss one up, and it's unstoppable. He dropped the ball, but the defense didn't even attempt to make a play on it. It hit him right in the hands. I think they stripped it out of his hands after he looked like that could have been a fumble, honestly. I thought he had gained possession of it before they stripped it out of his hands, but it didn't look like they counted the pass. But I think that is just going to be absolutely unstoppable. So disconnected from the server, but that is my first look so far at Madden 18. I hope you enjoyed it. And stay tuned. I'm going to put a lot more content out from this game.